Hey guys, SaintsKnight here. Welcome you guys back to the channel with a brand new series to this channel. Now, if you guys are familiar with the channel, or not, if you're familiar, then you will know that we do movie reviews, where the idea is we go see a movie, then we come back, tell you what we think, and share it to the interwebs. Now, for this new series, I actually wanted to expand on that and move to the world of network television. And what better way to kick it off than watching it? Actually, then we're talking to you guys about about a new Netflix show. The first news show created by the creator of The Simpsons, Groening, which is his first sort of 15, 12 comedy in a while, actually. Disenchantment. Now, again, in our movie reviews, again, just like our points for the movie reviews, no spoilers in this, so if you want to watch it spoiler-free, then you can watch it spoiler-free on Netflix. This is just basically my opinions, and I'm just going to give you the basic bare bones of the characters and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's just dive in, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to keep seeing these TV show reviews on our channel, you know what to do. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. So without further ado, let's dive straight into Disenchantment. Now, Disenchantment, if you haven't seen any of the trailers or nothing, it's about the adventures of three main protagonists. There's this princess who's tired of there's this princess who's tired of the royal life and her father and so on and so forth, like a typical teenager, called Princess Tia Beanie. Which I gotta say, I will give props to Matt Groening of creative names, actually. I mean, Homer, Marge, and all, they were really creative names. Although these people, Tia Beanie and our second character, an elf. Who has, I say their original names, there's an elf called, one of the second main character, an elf called Elfo. Yeah. Very creative there, Matt. I mean, could you not think of a different name, but still, putting that aside, and a demon / cat, as everyone in the show calls it, Lucy. And the show is just basically about their adventures in Dreamland, which is where the place is called. And there's about 10 episodes of these, so there's a lot of episodes to keep you satisfied for part 1, which I don't know why they call seasons parts. Strange, but we'll find out probably next year sometime or some shit like that. So the plot's not really, the story's pretty much generic, pretty much generic rebellious daughter and going against her father and so on and so forth. But then again, the story of The Simpsons and Futurama were generic as well, but they were still good. Well, Simpsons up to 8 point, about season 8 is where they were. Although that's another thing for another day. But still, despite it being a generic story, Disenchantment does something does something right that Simpsons didn't, or don't anymore. It's actually funny. I didn't think that Disenchantment would actually be funny, but it actually was. And I was looking forward to this because I like Futurama. My favorite Matt Groening show was Futurama, because it was funny, it had good characters and all that sort of stuff. And Disenchantment is really funny. I mean, a lot of the jokes are on point, and it has good rewatchability because they're jokes you maybe miss out on and so on and so forth. And as well, and not only are the jokes funny, but the characters, from the main characters to the side characters, every single character that you meet in this world is actually interesting, that has their own story and has their own unique identity. Although as generic they may be, they may sound, they actually have a lot of development as season progresses. Now you can't have an animated cartoon and talk about two main things: the visuals, like the cartoon quality, and the voice acting. So let's start off with the voice acting. Now a lot of the voice acting is basically the best actors from both Futurama and Simpsons melded into one, although probably more on the Futurama side, I would say, which is a good thing because I prefer the acting in Futurama to the acting of The Simpsons. The Simpsons was too meh in its acting, whereas Futurama's acting was actually, voice acting was actually really quite good. Same to be said with this, actually with Disenchantment. It actually really is, and couple that with Matt Groening's traditional style of animation, which honestly actually looks more like Simpsons on the visuals for the characters, but it's actually a better version of The Simpsons. Not only because of the characters, but because of the environments. The environments in this, they're really good. I mean, yeah, they're really, really good. The forest, Dreamland, everything in it just looks really good. And as well as another thing that it does right is that is another thing that actually Futurama is why I like Futurama a lot, is that as well as it being funny, it actually is very heartfelt. It's full of emotion, and it actually is filled with like, it can make you happy, make you sad, make you angry. It's a roller coaster of emotions for me, and well, not for me at least. You guys may have something different for it, but that's actually a good thing. And Futurama, I know for a fact that Futurama, I cried in a lot of episodes, including Jurassic Park. No, nobody showed Jurassic Park to me, I'm crying. But apart from that, and one big positive thing the last positive thing that I can say about this is that it's better than The Simpsons. Now hold on. Before the comments actually go nuts at me, when I say it's better than The Simpsons, it's better than season 8 onwards. Season 7 down, like from 1 to 7, Simpsons is good. 8 onwards, well, let's just say that it's not good. Well, you can't, then again, that being said, you can't have a TV show, you can't have the goods without. So, negatives. And there weren't a lot of negatives, but they were negatives that kind of took a little bit away from it. Well, as I said before, the story at first glance sounds generic, but then again, it's because it is. Matt Groening isn't really the best in terms of like writing story. If you want a story, go watch Simpsons, because the story in that isn't really continuous. It's just like one, and then just like nothing like ever gets linked, and anything that does get linked is just a pile of rubbish. And as well as that, actually, another problem I had with Disenchantment is that whilst it's Matt Groening's first animated show that wasn't The Simpsons, and the first animated show that is either 12 or 15, depending on where you are, I don't know why, it feels too, actually, it doesn't feel too stuck, it's too safe. A lot of jokes are good, but they play it too safe. They play everything just too safe because they may be afraid that Netflix may reject it or whatever. But that comes with a problem when you look at the joke. Actually, look at some of the jokes, and you know it just isn't. It just too, as well as it being a generic story. You can tell that they had like a book that they wrote, actually, that they made violent numbers for. And lastly, it's not really a negative, like huge negative as such, it's just like a really small nitpick. In my opinion, at least, out of the three main shows that Matt Groening created, Simpsons, this, and Futurama, Futurama, I'd say, would be the best one for that, and that's the negative I have with Disenchantment. It's not as good as Futurama. So if you've only got one Mac reading show to watch, Futurama, because that's good. Despite being cancelled a number of times. Follow that by Disenchantment. Followed by this, because this is really, really good. Especially because, especially given that this is the guy who ruined this. Well, made the Simpsons rise, then fall, and made Simpsons like the huge heaping pile of trash that it is. But anyways, I'm rambling on. Time for the final verdicts. What I'm actually going to do is give final verdicts for Simpsons and Futurama, then final verdict on Disenchantment. So, Simpsons seasons 1 to 7, I give it a huge 9 out of 10 because it's comedy gold. It's a masterpiece for Simpsons. Futurama, I'd give a high 9 as well. Oh wait, I forgot seasons 8 onwards. A 4 out of 10. I'm not joking. Simpsons went from a 9 to a 4. That's how bad the new seasons are. And now for the main course, actually, Disenchantment. Now, I give Disenchantment... I give it a 7 out of 10. It's not as good as Futurama. It's not as good as early Simpsons. But it's better than Simpsons now, and it's a good show to watch on Netflix. So if you guys have a Netflix recommendation, actually, if you guys have Netflix subscriptions, it's definitely one to check out if you're in the mood for something lighthearted, funny, and a little bit heartfelt as well, with good character development and good animations. However, if you don't have a Netflix subscription, then what the hell are you doing, bruh? Or, yeah, pick up a Netflix subscription. They're only about £6 a month if you're just only watching it for yourself. If you're watching it with if you want to do different screens so that your family can do it and whatnot, it's going to cost you a little bit more. But they start from £6 a month, and Netflix is really good. They have the best shows out there. So if you haven't got a Netflix subscription, pick one up, watch Disenchantment, and leave your thoughts in the comments down below on what you guys thought about the show. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Who's your favorite character? What's your favorite episode? Well, I'm not sure about my favorite episode is because there's actually quite a lot of them now that I think about it. Anyway, whatever your thoughts, whatever your opinions, leave them in the comments down below. And apart from that, I'm afraid it is now time to end today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please do yourself a favor. Smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not new, then don't forget to click the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified on all of our upcoming videos when they come out. And apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next video. So until then, guys, it's your boy SaintsKnight here, saying